Backyard gardening is something that comes naturally to me. It's an exchange of water, sunshine, nutrients, and of course hard work for flavorful fruits and veggies. But like most things I invest in, gardens sprout more than just delicious produce. I've pulled dirt-studded carrots and plucked ripe tomatoes, but the industrial food complex has always been difficult for me to grasp. A few weeks ago, I met up with an eager group of foodies within spitting distance of the US-Mexico border. I seamlessly crossed into Mexico. As I continued south, I was confronted by a metal tunnel that twisted its way into the distance. The spaces between the metal were large enough to fit an electric cattle prod and reminded me more of a slaughterhouse than a human pathway. As I continued south, I encountered another tunnel, another exchange, moving goods in the opposite direction. Aging and sickly tractor trailers snaked through cleaved hills, crossing the border with Mexican water trapped in fresh produce. Countless tonnage of inexpensive food was leaving the country in exchange for discarded people. After experiencing the border food exchange in person, I decided to find out more about where my food comes from. And here's what I learned. Roughly 60% of all fresh produce eaten in the US during the winter and spring months is grown in northern Mexico. Frighteningly, this production and transportation can be easily disrupted by climatic disasters, by social conflicts, or by policy shifts. While per capita income in the US is 5.6 times greater than that in Mexico, these national trends do not reflect realities closer to the border. US border counties suffer poverty levels twice as high as the rest of the country, and income in Mexico's border states is 70% higher than in the rest of Mexico. Mexico's food economy has become increasingly dominated by big box grocery chains owned or franchised by American corporations. And the nutritional, cultural, and economic consequences of this shift are being hotly debated. Though there are many emotional topics that have been discussed over the years, human migration, drug trafficking, labor rights, the issue of food justice has been simmering on the back burner. But what exactly is food justice?
For me, it's just, I think it's a human right to be able to eat and not be hungry.
And equality in obtaining food, I guess, something like that. You know, everybody's got the equal right to get as much food as they can.
Mucha gente no tenemos con qué comprar y andamos batallando o hay gente que anda haciendo daño, robando o algo así porque pues, quieren comer y no hay trabajos aquí y se batalla mucho para eso, ¿no?
I think of how our practices here in the United States might affect those south of the border.
You can look at a lot of people in the world, you know, don't have the opportunities that we have here and don't have access to the food. There's probably a lot of people in the United States don't have access to good food.
Better contracts of whatever sort are needed when it comes to the growers in Mexico.
People having access to affordable and healthy food.
No restrictions on food, no government interference in the process of people getting access to food.
Local, the right price for the right amount of effort that was put into the production.
We all want the people that harvest our food to get a living wage. We want them to have health care.
Like every aspect of our lives, we each have a different relationship with our food. The border's industrial food complex is difficult for me to comprehend, but backyard gardening, that's easier for me to grasp.